Alright guys, welcome back to the farm, and today we're going to be working on this 85 K10, try to get the front clip off. I probably won't get it all off today, but I do have one issue I'm going to have to deal with right off the bat, and that's the front tire on this thing. It will not hold air more than just a few hours, so I've got a spare, and so I'm going to get it swapped out right quick. And this is the culprit right here. We've pumped it up and pumped it up. You see the back one, it's slack, but it does hold air. I mean, we pumped it up last weekend, and today's Friday, so it's still holding. But this one didn't even last the whole day. I'm sure it's just dry rotted. So I'm gonna try to use my cordless impact to get it off. If that don't work, I'm gonna have to figure out something else. I'll just use a 4-way lug wrench. But anyway, we'll get this changed out, and we'll be ready to take the hood off. Alright guys, I didn't show you changing this tire out, but I had two lug nuts that was bad, and I also got another issue we'll have to deal with at some point. Is we got a bad bearing. See how much that moves. The wheel bearing in here is shot. We'll have to deal with that probably when we get ready to work on the brake systems. We'll go ahead and tear those axles down, the hubs down. I've got another axle just like what's on here. You can see it yonder. So I got parts. All right, that's a GM10 bolt. So I'm not worried about if the hub's bad. I've got another hub. I've also got manual hub locking hubs if these automatics don't work. So right now I'm just ready to tighten these 4 lug nuts down, and we'll get on with taking the hood off. Alright guys, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to take off this hinge right here. And that hinge, I've got to, since I don't have anybody helping me, I've got to prop this hood open while I take off these hinges. Alright, so I'm going to set you up right here, and hopefully you can see okay. Right now the wind's not blowing, but it's been gusting a little bit. So I got to find me a hood prop to prop this hood up while I take off these springs, these spring hinges. And then I'll just ease the other hinges out one at a time, and then we'll take the hood off. One thing you have to be careful when you're removing the hood by itself is the hood is going to slide backwards towards the windshield, and you don't want it to hit the windshield. Of course, in our case, the windshield is going to be replaced. It is discoloring around the edges, and I'm going to put a new gasket on there, so I'm going to get the old windshield out anyway. But I don't want to scratch up and ding up my cowl panel too much either. So what we'll do is we'll put some quilt. I got an old quilt I use. I'll put it around the back side around here, and then that way I can lay it on that quilt, and then I can take it off the stick. So let's go get us a stick and get this hood propped up. Alright, I got my quilt in. My 2x4 35.5 inches work perfect. And now I'm just going to take off the first 2, this hinge and this hinge, and then we'll get the back 2 hinges. I just hope everything comes out like it's supposed to. Now the back one, here's one. You got to be kind of careful about these back ones right here. I believe use this one. You want to make sure that the hood sits down on top of the quilt. And just get that out of the way. And over get the other one. So now that I got the hood sitting on the back, I can grab right here and kind of work it up. Now really you really need two people to help lift this thing off. It's heavy and it's bulky. That's the problem. But you can do it by yourself. What you want to do is lift it sideways. Maybe. Prop it up right here. Ah. Yay! You can do it. You can do it by yourself. So, with the hood out of the way, now we can get to everything we need to get to get this front clip off. That's the radiator. Anything attached to the fender, we're going to have to take the core support out. So the grill, the front bumper really needs to come off. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to get this radiator out of the way. Now this truck does not have air conditioning hooked up, as you can see. Or maybe you can see that it came with factory air. As you can see, the box. But a long time ago, somebody has pulled the air compressor off, the AC compressor. Here's one bracket right here. So we're going to be putting AC back on this truck. I've just got to figure out what other bracket I need to get to be able to get it back on. So I'm just going to take off this, I like this overflow. I'm going to just take off this low radiator hose and get it out of the way. This radiator about shot too. At least there's antifreeze in there. It's green. That's a big plus. 10mm. Take off this upper radiator hose. Oh, this is one of them goddamn fucking one pieces. Stapled together. Sure I've ever seen one like that. Shit, I should have took them fucking bolts out. Take these off. Don't lose these. I'll give y'all I'm sure every video you ever seen of tearing down a vehicle, they tell you to get you some Ziploc storage bags write down what it is you're putting in them. But let me tell you, you know what it is right now, but 3 months from now you won't remember what goes where. So I got to make one up for my hood hinges, and I didn't bring my Sharpie, and I was writing hood Sharpie. That's little hood hinges, and hopefully it don't rub off. So, ooh, it's wet. So it looks like to me I am pretty much free and clear. Pull this radiator up out of here. And get some sticky off of it. I've got to undo this AC coil right here, and that's good, because a lot of times people will take these, they'll take the AC off because of go here where you can see, they'll pull the AC condenser out, going to replace it, and then they just say, oh, I don't need AC, it's going to cost too much to fix it. Well, then they lose these little brackets here. I don't know if you can see that bracket that's bolted right there. There's one on each side. Those get lost, and when you get ready to put a new coil condenser in, you've got no way of attaching it. So thankfully we lucked out on this deal, and we've got the brackets. Now the condenser I'm not reusing. We will be replacing the AC condenser, but to have the brackets means a heck of a lot. I don't know why GM's bad to use 10mm headed bolts, and then everything else would be standard. Well, I guess you could say standard. They do use a lot of 15. I guess half would be 13, so maybe it's 10, 13, and 15s they use a lot. But they also use a lot of 3/4, which would be 17s, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe it's metric. Man. Anyway, we do not want to lose these brackets. Tip this out. That bracket is almost impossible to find. Trust me, I know from experience. Now the bottom, you're gonna have pads on the bottom. You want to make sure they don't come off with the condenser. And we'll just reach in here and get these. They got little old things that's supposed to hold them in place. And these are in actually pretty good shape. So I'm gonna stick these in a Ziploc. Alright, so that's pretty much all except for the wiring. And of course, most of the wiring we can get to right easy. We just got to make sure the wires, the wires is coming down through here, and then they go into the front core support right here. So we've got to get all these wires out of here. The easiest way to do it would be to go ahead and take the grill off and just run the wires out. So that's what we'll do. Well, the grill is busted at the top, so it's not going to be that salvageable. It's a shame, but these pieces here, they are salvageable. I mean, they're scratched up to hell, but they're worth saving. Anything you can get off this grill is worth saving. You're probably thinking, damn, that was probably a good grill, you know, compared to most. And yeah, you're right. Compared to most, it probably is a good grill. Got a little old clip here. I don't want to get off. Just throw it over every time. Alright, so now we got to get these pieces here off. I'm not too concerned about these bezels. Got two up here. But I do want to save these screws. We'll probably replace the bezels when we replace the grill. So I don't know, can y'all even see what I'm damn doing here? I don't know. And the short ones look like goes on the top. That's been a fun find. You like to come over here in the summertime and get this thing off. That's why I didn't work on it in the summer. I'm surprised that's the only one I found. Oh, there's one up in the corner over here. All right, I'm gonna gather up all these screws and put them in a bag before I lose them. All right. Now we can see where a wire comes in. Right here. Got two little releases we got to hit. Right down here. Right here where my hand's at is another little holder like this. Here's one right here. You just want to get on the back side and pop it open. And find that damn hickey right there. Figure out which way it's going. Just a matter of working it out. And there's just bolts all the way around the inside of the wheel well. There's 2 or 3 up under the front here, and then there's a couple in the very back of it. One of them's a pretty good size one, and I have had trouble with these damn things ringing the captured nut. So I'm not gonna film this job because it's such a, I have to get down on the ground and do everything. It's gonna take a little while to get these fenders off, but I'll show you what it looks like when we get it down and how much trouble I had. I actually got 2 bolts out. This one and this one. The rest of them are just turning, the whole captive nut's turning inside the fender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to take these 2 big ones off in the back. So 9/16. I'm just going to have to leave here in just a minute. We get lucky, we get these out, and I'll get them off the bottom over there on the core support, and we'll just let the inner fender come off with a regular fender. It's got a bolt up under there, a bolt up top. Looks like we might get lucky with this one. And it came out. So now we got one more back here. So this one come out too. I think I can get that one. We lucked out that neither one of them messed up on us. Front bumper. Yes, you can get your fender off without removing your front bumper, but you're going to skin the hell out of it. So we'll probably tomorrow we'll go ahead and get this front bumper off out of the way. That's going to make it so much easier to get this fender off. And it's going to keep us from scratching the hell out of it, because it's going to scratch it if you don't move it. So keep that in mind. And until the next video, guys, thanks for watching. And we'll get back on this tomorrow. Hopefully get another video of finishing taking this core support off, and then a video of taking the cab off the frame. So again, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't.